We're doing it. Star City Games, wholesale rares, lot of 1,000. Let's do a review. Okay, so I've bought one of these in the past, full disclosure, and I liked it. I thought it was a decent buy at the price. I think this was $129, $149 for 1,000 rares. Maybe even more than 1,000. We'll find out. So, promo card in there, Aaron Bariak. Won the June 2018 championship. Good job, Aaron. So what we have here is 1,000 wholesale rares. Now what's awesome about this is it is so many rares. You're bound to find something you like or need in this. And good trade fodder, I think. I mean, not the best trade fodder, but it's okay. Great for your cube, great for commander. And on the occasion, something will spike. Something that will spike that hadn't spiked because new synergy happens, new things happen all the time, right? So, I don't know. I think they charge reasonable for the amount you get in 1,000. I think that it's just good. But I'll let you guys make the determination. Now, we're going to just pocket through the cards. We're not going to read everything on every card. If you see something good in the piles as we're doing it, leave a comment, point it out. I'd be happy to hear it. Alright, let's get to it. What I'm going to probably do is, as we go through them, this is going to be probably a long video. As we go through them, I'm going to put them color organized as well, mostly because that'll save me time when I'm not on video. I will try to make sure everything is visible, though. Actually, maybe I won't do color organized because I don't have enough room on the desk, but we'll get to it at some point. Oh, an older one. All right. Avenger Endal. Okay. Providence. Midnight Entourage. Herald of Anafenza. Declaration in Stone. Good card. Vengeful Firebrand. Okay. Hint of Insanity. That's what my wife would say for buying all these cards. Where's their hand? That player discards from it all non-land cards with the same name as another card in his or her hand. Interesting. Future Facts. Terastodon. Assassin. You may hear me murmur. I'm just reading the names and just trying to go through it quick for you. That's it. Especially stuff that catches my eye because I don't know every card. Oath of Jace, I've seen that before. Baleful Force. Travel Mastery. Now, this is all rares, and there will be duplicates in here from what I understand and remember. There may be, I think, up to 4 in some cases. I don't think there will be more. But it's all rares. There should be no foils in this. Alarmist. Dark Dwellers. Near-death experience. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have exactly 1 life, you win the game. Oh, interesting alternate win condition. Okay. Kothafet, good card. Jellyfish, Lightcaster. Gyre Reach Bandit. Back. Okay. Asylum Visitor. Now this rare, for the most part, is supposed to be played cards according to Star City Games. These are like the ones that are not high play. Although this one, I don't know if you can see it on camera there. Let's see if we get it. There we go. Has had some love to it, but these are not the high play cards overall. These are, honestly, most of these are in really good condition. I would put these in good to near mint on some, which is nice. Oh, Jaded Tome, 8th edition. Don't remember what that is. Not Tempest. I can't remember what that signal is. I like that you get some older cards in here. I think that's great. Hostile Desert, that had its day. Ghostfire Blade. Sanctum of Udin. Imposing Sovereign. Creatures your opponents control enter the battlefield tapped. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty good. Butcher of the Horde. Nice. Thalia's Lancers. Everybody has 1,000 of those, I think, at this point. Mind Swipe. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X. Mind Swipe deals X damage to that spell's controller. Nice. Retribution of the Agents. Foul Renewal. Interesting. What I like is also, if you can see this, some of this is very recent sets, okay? Some of these sets were open into oblivion, okay? But some of this stuff is not recent at all. And I think that's just kind of interesting. Plea for Guidance. That's what I ask all the time. Doomwake Giant, interesting. Okay. Nightmare Beast. Yeah, well, that's how I feel when I don't have coffee in the morning. Now, you're getting a lot of the bulk. I understand that, but it's not. Some of these are good cards. I mean, it just is what it is. They're not your $50, your $100, but they have some uses. Tooth and Claw. Oh, there it is. Seance. Wasn't that the card that was supposed to be like $7,000 or something? MTG Finance Community was saying this would be the card. Buy it up. I don't think that happened, right? If I remember right. Another Herald of Anafenza. Shivan Dragon. Vampiric Spirit. Wow, that is just funky. 8th edition card, 2 and a black. Flying. When Vampiric Spirit comes into play, you lose 4 life. That's it? For a 4/3? Not bad. Yeah. Wits End. Target player discards his or her hand. Nice. Whim of Fates. Starting with you, each player separates all permanents he or she controls into 3 piles. Then each player chooses one of his or her piles at random and sacrifices those permanents. Planar Cleansing. More expensive, less good, Wrath of God. Hedonist Trove. When Hedonist Trove enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target opponent's graveyard. You may play land cards exiled with Hedonist Trove. Interesting. You may cast non-land cards exiled with Hedonist Trove. You can't cast more than 1 spell this way each turn. Interesting. Expensive, but it doesn't matter in Commander. Alright, pile 1 done. We're gonna move those up and over here. There's another Decide. I've seen that one before. Original Harvester of Souls. Plague Wind. Midnight Ritual. Remove X target creature cards from your graveyard from the game. For each creature card moved this way, put a black 2/2 zombie creature token into play. Wake the Ancient. 1 and 3 red. Enchant Mountain. Enchanted Mountain is a 7/7 red giant creature with haste. It is still a land. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Another Planar Cleansing. So, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but some of these are 25th edition Masters. Some are not, obviously, but it's just interesting to me. Deranged Outcast. There's another Bygone Bishop. Divine Reckoning. What I will do at the very end, and we'll probably cut away and then come back, is I will do, I'll use the TCG Player app, and we'll see what it's worth. Just to get a random idea, close guesstimate. Confirm suspicions. Another Herald of Anafenza, another Hero's Grace, another Hostile Desert. Crucible of Fire. Dragon creatures you control get +3/+3. Abundance into the Wilds. Oath of Lily. Underworld Connections, that's actually a good Commander card. And from 2017 Commander, so not bad. Magnetic Sliver. Sliver creatures you control get +3/+3. I gotta see if that's in my Sliver Commander deck. That's great. Definitely seeing some duplication, but expected in 1,000 cards, so not too upset about that. A lot of legendaries, which is great. You know, new commanders for new decks. Still play Brawl if you want to, I guess, even though Wizards has deprecated that. And I do mean these cards, you know, these have not been given too terrible much love at all, which is good. Urza's Armor. If a source would deal damage to you, prevent one of that damage. Well, that's not that great, Urza. 8th edition. Naktu Mentor. Another Honored Hierarch. Dune Blast. Memoricide. Name a non-land card. Search target player's graveyard, hand, and library for any number of cards with that name and exile them. Then that player shuffles his or her library. Only a 4 cost. It's not bad. Pummeler. I used to run a Pummeler deck back in Kaladesh days. Psychic Surgery. Secret Salvage. Fated Return. Ruinous Path. Destroy target creature or planeswalker for 3. Not bad. Take it. Some of these are still in standard, which is interesting. Sinprodder. Hallowed Burial. Nibblest Frost. Hypersonic Dragon. I've gotten a lot of those over the years. Prism Array. Trading Post. Reverberate. Goblin Cocoonist. Pontiff Plate. Dreadslaver. Lodestar Mirror. Trample. Tap and artifact. Untapped artifact control gets +1/+1. Meh. Not that good. Battle of Wits. To the Slaughter. Oh, that's a mean looking card. Target player sacrifice a creature or a planeswalker. 3 cost. Delirium. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, instead that player sacrifices a creature and a planeswalker. It's not bad. Midnight Oil. Spoils of Blood. Put a XX Black Horror creature token on the battlefield where X is the number of creatures that died this turn. Excuse me. Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll is indestructible. Whenever Creepy Doll deals combat damage to a creature, flip a coin. If you win the flip, destroy that creature. 5 cost. Creepy Doll. There's your Halloween card right there. Ground Seal. Ground Seal enters the battlefield. Draw a card. Cards in graveyards can't be the targets of spells or abilities. Interesting. Another Dark Prophecy. Revel of the Fallen God. Put a 2/2 red and green SETI or a creature token with haste onto the battlefield. Dubious Challenge. Like the title. Alright, this is a 4th edition, Barl's Cage. Target creature does not untap during its controller's next untap phase. You gotta pay 3 for that. World Crawler. Nihilistic Glee. Discard a card. Target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Hellbent, pay 1. First one was 2 and black. Pay 2 life, draw a card. Play this ability only if you have no cards in hand. Interesting. Ghoul Tree. Ghoul Tree costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your graveyard. And it's a 10/10. Well, this is like some of the dinosaurs that have come out recently. So, Zombie Tree Folk, interesting, funny, flavorful. A lot of Imminent Dooms. Parallax Inhibitor. Cost 2. For 1 and tap it, sacrifice Parallax Inhibitor, put a fade counter on each permanent with fading you control. Okay, so gonna need some fading for that. Another Oath of Jace. Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. Crackling Doom. I think that's actually in or at least was at some point in the Mardu Pyromancer modern deck, so not bad. Okay, Mirror of Fate. Before I pass this card, it is a 5 cost, but I think that this card actually has spots in your Doomsday deck. I think I'm saying the right name of the card. It's the card that basically exile everything. It's where you can use the Lunatic to win the game. Lunatic card. I can't remember the name of it right now. I'll have to do a deck tech on it. But I've added this card in, and I have not yet had to pull it out. But it says, for 5 costs, tap and sacrifice Mirror of Fate. Choose up to 7 face-up exiled cards you own. Exile all of the cards from your library, then put those chosen cards on top of your library. This might be a way to get cards back out of exile to keep playing that game of Commander if you don't think you're going to win for whatever reason. Your opponent might have something in hand. It might be able to take your win condition off the board, all that sort of stuff. I think this is a reset for you if you play it right. Just have to see. Oh, Braids. There she is. All right. Another seance. Invocation of Saint Traft. Not bad. Winnow. Destroy target non-land permanent if another permanent with the same name is in play. Interesting. Draw a card. Thopter Spy Network. That's not bad. Solitary Emissary. Gain shadow until end of turn. Another Hostile Desert. Sulfuric Vortex. Not a bad card. Good for Legacy. Hey, there's Brawl. It's actually a card. Alright, alright. Kothafet. Trap Essence. Counter target creature spell. Put 2 1/1 counters on up to 1 target creature. Avacyn's Judgment, bunch of those, and Lorthgoyf. Oh, here we go. Let me see that. 2 and 2 green. Lorthgoyf's power is equal to the number of creatures in all graveyards, and its toughness is equal to that +1. That's like a Tarmogoyf. I'll have to look that up. I don't think it's exactly the same, but there's something interesting there. Camera's going a little wonky. Sorry, everybody. Another Hypersonic Dragon. Chain to the Rocks. And the floorboards. Hedron Matrix. Now some of these I'm noticing have just a little more love than not, but these are played cards. These are not high play. We'll see those in another video. Captain's Hook. It'll not be too soon before I see another DePaula. Whether it's in the pile or not, I mean, I've seen enough of them. Jar of Eyeballs, nice. Orbs of Warding, Spinal Embrace, Prophetic Bolt. Flame Blade Angel. Hey, they have the. This is I think an intro deck in foil. Which looks good in foil. Nightmare. A lot of To the Slaughter. I saw that. Jellum Tome. 3 cost, 2 in tap. Draw a card, then discard a card from your hand. 7th edition. Ghost Council of Orzhov. Wow. Okay. When Ghost Council enter the battlefield, target opponent lose 1 life, you gain 1 life. 1, sacrifice a creature. Exile Ghost Council. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. Damnable Pack. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Not disappointed. I think there's a lot of good in here. Do I think it's all good? No. Is a lot of it bulk? Absolutely. So almost all of it's bulk, right? That's what this is. But I still think there's some good cards in here. I'm sorry, I just do. Definitely some usable stuff. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put one of those cards onto the battlefield. If it has the same name as a permanent, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. Sky Slasher, Quicken, Colossal Whale. A lot of Fabled Heroes. Profound Journey. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Another Ghoul Tree. Amiria Shepherd. Like my angels. Kefnet's Last Word. So there has been some duplication, but overall, I mean, I wouldn't say too much. I like that you're getting some of the older cards in there. They may not be the best, but they are there. Scroll of Masters. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a lore counter on Scroll of Masters. 3 in a tap. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each lore counter on Scroll of Masters. Crucible of the Spirit Dragon. Another Battle of Wits. Magma Quake. Some cards right out of Commander. I mean, I like that it just comes across. There she is, another one. Just comes across all the sets. I don't mean all literally, but just from everywhere, and I think that's just cool. All right, everybody. So we'll be back with a cut of what TCG Player's app on the low side says the valuation of all this is. So yeah, we'll be right back. And we're back. Okay, so here's what I can report out. I'll put these right here. I'm gonna bring this up to the camera and see if the camera will actually do something. Can you see that? Maybe. No. No. Camera is gonna be too. Maybe. Nope. Too bright. Hold on. Try it like that. And we're back. So if you look up there in the right-hand corner, 1,021 cards. This is all done with played light as the option, and the total is 172. No, excuse me, 177.27. You know, right there, which is not bad, all things considered. Now, that was just the rares. So here are the rares that I got that, for played value, were over $1, and it ain't many. What I did also, though, was not in that total price. I put the mythics from the mythic box, any that were over $1 in that. So here we go. Oh, not those. I'll talk about that in a minute. So there you go. So far, my total for cards that are over $1 out of 1,070 cards are Reverberate, 2 Heartlets Hidesuits, Ezre's Perdition, Hannah Ship's Navigator, and a Fens of the Foremost, and a Sunforger. And that's it. So, moral of the story here is, if you're looking for anything high dollar, don't. It is all bulk rares. This is more for the player, for their cube or their commander deck, not for anything else. The only interesting thing is there was seemingly an error of some sort in my box, but statistically less than 1%, so not complaining. Just for note, I ended up with 2 Mana Plasmas from Conspiracy Take the Crown, both of which are uncommons, not rares. So it's just one of those interesting things. Anyway, that's it for our 1,000 rare box. Come on back. We're gonna have 1,000 high played rares, and we're gonna have 1,000 foil, common, and uncommons, and we're gonna see what we get out of that.